The Mind and God by Gare Science. This audiobook should not be sold except permitted by Gare Science in any of his videos where he is recommending this product. Here is the audiobook in full. The mind has been correctly thought to be like a fertile ground that would give you just what you put in it. But I seem to want to know more about the mind of man. We are all humans, and the mind is the one thing we have in common. If the mind was a fertile ground, then why do we have negativity almost 80% of the day? Note, the mind has made people successful, sad, rich, broke, etc. The mind has led to breakups. The mind has made many people die without having a taste of their true potentials. Now, what should we all do? If in doubt about my suggestions about what the mind of man has caused, then picture it this way. What can we say does lead to breakups, if not the mind? The mind is what leads to actions. The mind is like the planting and processing site, which produces all kinds of things. The mind is something we should look deep into. So many people look down on themselves, and they only do so in their minds or in their thoughts. For no action exists without a corresponding or tagged thought. For a point to exist in mathematics, there has to be an x-coordinate and a y-coordinate. So it is with thoughts and actions. The thought is like the x-coordinate and the action is like the y-coordinate. And you will agree with me firmly that the position of a point in graph is dependent upon both the x and y coordinates. So in order for you to go far in life, there has to be some kind of new thoughts which will initiate certain actions. The mind can sometimes act like a disease to man. The mind sometimes seems like a gift and sometimes like something else. If you don't push further to understand the secret nature of the mind, then you are going to struggle with many things. I want to put the mind before all my listeners in a logical way. The mind is regarded to be the brain at work. If the mind is the brain at work, and recent studies shows that consciousness comes from some microtubules in the brain or neurons, we can clearly state that our minds are something more than like a fertile ground, quote unquote. Let's look at it critically. The reason people fall in love madly and blindly is because of the mind. Everything we do and experience is either completely or somehow tagged with or to the mind. Your mind is no longer a playground if you have experienced how bad it can be and how it can deceive you to places you never dreamed of. The mind is yet to be known. The actual nature of the mind will baffle you if you know it. But here is some practices that help the mind function well. We know that being conscious of your thoughts helps the mind function well. We also know that selecting your thoughts also helps it function well. But we always